Dream Journal, June 5th, 2019. Time unknown. I was living in the country in a place very much like Bosque Village, and there was a big storm. The rains have actually come here. And there was two other guys there with me in the storm. As the sun came up, it became evident the storm had blown large sections of roofing off of the buildings. Various roofing like I have here. Onduline being one, laminate being another. And so I went out to survey the damage with the guys. There was stuff all over that had been blown off of everything. At some point I went into town and found out the extent of damage elsewhere. And there was a lot of it. So back at the ranch here, or there in Dream World, in many cases over half of the roof has been blown off, which perhaps implies that the right kind of nails weren't used to nail it down. And so we were assessing what to do. Huge amount of work involved. Some whole sections blown off entirely. A lot of manpower needed to put it all back on, and probably not possible to do it in one day. And storms like that tend to come at night, so we could assume we'd be hit again. In the dream, I was recording the thought process of how to respond to this, to see what was exposed to storm and try and make sure it wouldn't get rained on, and prioritizing what roofing to fix first. In general, a big mess. Well, I'm lucky here, we're smart, that hasn't happened a lot. I do have a piece of roofing on this building I'm in that has been blown up and off a bit, and so it's leaking right there, right over the spot where the electrical system is. So the electrical system is getting rained on, potentially. This happened last year, but I never fixed it fully. So I need to fix that roof. This is all real stuff I'm talking about now. The roof on the lodge has something living up in it, and I need to get up in there and remove the animals. And that roof has always leaked a lot in different spots. And so it has tile on top of wood. What I need to do is spend about, probably $10,000 that I don't have to pull all the tile off and replace it all with Onduline, and make sure it's sealed up in a way so that the areas around the skylights don't leak. Because any leaks mean that the wood is getting wet and then rotting. And so I've got a huge beam up there that is slowly rotting. See, I've got 3 of them. So then I have to make a decision of, do I invest in fixing that roof when I know that sometime I'm going to need to rip all that roofing off and replace all the wood up there anyway? Those huge beams, like tree-sized beams that if I was in a different place, you would use a crane to get them up there. Here, I will use a whole big team of strong guys, cut down a tree, skin it, debark it, preferably dry it out, but that would be difficult to do. So probably just lift it up, heavy as it is. And so that's a whole nother project that I've been ignoring for years because I don't have the resources to do it. I almost want to build a bunch of other buildings before taking that on, because that means my biggest building, the lodge, is not going to have a roof for a while. Obviously, we wouldn't do that in the rainy season. Other roofs I've already worked on quite a bit. When my dad died, I got $20,000 as a present, I guess. And I replaced a bunch of roofs. All that money went straight into roofing on other buildings that were leaking. They had tile roofs on top of wood. There should not be tile roofs on top of wood. The way we do roofing is actually extremely important. Those choices matter a lot. So, these dreams come out of real things, but I sure am glad that that dream was not a true dream, that did not really happen. Big enough storm, of course, could cause something like that to happen. And so the type of roofing I have is actually not very good roofing. As much as people don't like concrete, concrete makes great roofing. It doesn't blow off. And you can put solar panels on it and hot water heaters, and you could even walk around up there. You could make sitting areas on top of roofs and courtyards, and you could have solar dehydrators and sitting areas, and they're excellent for capturing rain. Whereas tile roofs are not at all good for capturing rain. The tiles are very heavy when they're soaked with water, so they're structurally difficult. They also move, so you have to maintain them a lot. So, what do I learn from that dream? Build buildings with better roofs, fix the roofs I've got, and be happy that things aren't as bad as that dream says they are. Bye.